You are watching WOC Concrete Talks.
Hello, viewers. Welcome to this edition of Concrete Talks. We have with us our special guest for today, Mr. Prashant Kumar, CEO and Executive Director, Sicoma Mixers India Private Limited. Sicoma is a multinational company headquartered in Italy and is world's largest manufacturer of concrete mixers. Thank you, Mr. Prashant Kumar, for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having on show, Padma Ramakrishnan. Thanks a lot. And thank you
Thank you, sir.
For providing me this opportunity to come live on the show with you. Thank you very much to all the viewers as well.
Thanks. To begin with, where do you think is the concrete construction equipment industry poised today, and what are the future prospects and challenges?
As I always feel that India is a very vast country. For us to be a developed nation, say in the next 20 years, there's still so much of infrastructure work that needs to be done, which requires enormous participation by manufacturing companies, contracting companies, stakeholders, and the government and the policies. So yes, if you're talking about 1.4 billion people, and then in a rising country, and if we were to provide them with basic infrastructure such as housing and sanitation, clean drinking water, roads connecting the remotest villages of the country, and then airports at major nodal junctions. This requires a lot of work for a long period of time. So I feel the potential for growth for infrastructure industry in India is phenomenal at the next decade or so. So this results in the connected OEM industry, plant manufacturers, contributing and getting a major share of this developmental growth. So I believe yes, we are poised to grow. We are in the economy is very good now. We are the fifth largest, and we are aspiring to become the third largest. So you can imagine the amount of money that will be spent on infrastructure development in the country. So this will directly, generate huge employment for the working class, which will be the driving force of the economy once again. This is my view on the infrastructure industry for India.
And the concrete construction equipment industry growing in leaps and bounds.
Very much. I was just doing a comparison of Sicoma India over the last 10 years. I see that we grew by about 8 times.
Okay.
From financial year 2014 to 2024. So that's a phenomenal growth, considering that we went to 3 very bad years due to COVID and the setback there. After COVID, we really bounced back. So if we had not come, if this pandemic had not happened, probably the growth would have been even better. So yes, the construction industry has grown a lot. Last year, we were struggling to meet the demands from our customers. We had to work overtime to meet deliveries in time. We had to invest a lot in additional machines to produce more equipments. Yes, the construction industry is definitely going to benefit from this phenomenal growth story of India.
Differentiator in this industry, and how would you say, what would you say is the USP of your company?
So Sicoma is a global company. It is a 80-year-old company in Europe, founded in Italy by the Galletti brothers. The company was started in 1940s, factor, and we have been the pioneers in manufacturing concrete mixers for a very long period of time. In fact, Sicoma Italy holds patents for a lot of these technologies on the planetary mixers. Coming to its contribution to India, we Sicoma Italy set up shop in India in 2008. So we were one of the earliest companies, European companies or overseas companies to come into India and set up shop for concrete mixers when the market was still very nascent for concrete mixers in India. And then the vision for the Indian market by the founding companies and the parent group was fantastic. They had this long-term vision, and they always believed in this growth story of India because they've seen a similar thing happening in China, and of course, India may not go at that pace, but certainly, this is a democracy that's a different kind of governance there. So, but they believed in the growth story of India, and they stayed put in India. They started off with a small facility. Things were changing, and they were very confident about it. And in 2012, we set up the first local assembly facility in Bangalore. And then 14, 15 onwards, when we started seeing, the growth, finally India is growing. Finally, India is growing. So finally, it happened in 14 and 15. We were waiting for almost a decade before that. And then the group invested heavily in India.
Wonderful.
The group invested heavily in India. We moved from a rented place to our own industrial factory in Davaspet, close to Bangalore. And then we set up another huge factory in Tumkur, 40 kilometers from Davaspet. So we now own two state-of-art manufacturing facilities in Bangalore. So this is an indication of the levels of commitment Sicoma Italy has shown towards the Indian market. Today, we have started exporting mixers from Bangalore to the world markets. We have grown to that level. And a lot of mixers that we were importing as CKDs and SKDs from Italy, we have moved all of them. We have production of all these mixers to Bangalore. So now we are a completely made in India product company, and we're exporting to the world markets. So this itself is an indication that the levels of commitment that Sicoma has shown to the Indian market. So this is a USP of our company to the Indian market, that we are here to stay for long. Unlike our competitors who still don't have a base in India, they still import from China or from some other places, and of course, they're not competitive with that. So a mixer, for example, which was costing X amount when we were importing, is almost half of it now because we have invested in India. The lead times used to be something like 4 to 5 months. Now it is 4 to 5 weeks at the most maximum.
So 4 to 5 weeks. Okay.
4 to 5 weeks maximum for big size mixers. The regular ones, which is about 60 to 70% of the bulk sales, they are rolling products for us. You tell me in the morning, evening, we deliver the mixer to you. So that is the kind of production plan that we have put in India for the large popular capacities, popular sizes of mixers. This has helped our OEM customers in a big way. Because they are assured of very quick delivery of our mixers at their manufacturing bases. They keep the entire plants ready with them. So as soon as they get an order, it's hardly a matter of time for them to dispatch the entire plant because our mixers are already available with them. So this is the USP of Sicoma being in India. This is the biggest advantage of setting up manufacturing bases locally, which no other foreign company is able to offer to our customers in India. And we have passed the entire benefit of reduction in costs to our customers. So I would say this is a very significant step from Sicoma.
Yes. Your management were visionaries and believed in the India growth story much before it gained in credence.
Mr. Paolo Galletti, who is the chairman of Sicoma Group, and his son, Mr. Luca Galletti, who is the current MD of the group. I really appreciate and admire the vision that they had for our country, 15 years back. And I really thank them for their vision and patience that they had. And today, they are seeing the fruits grow there.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. What is your take on improving skills in the construction equipment industry, and what is it that you require from the industry and the government?
Skill, is it? You mentioned skill?
Skills.
Skill sets.
What is your take in improving skills in the construction equipment industry? And what are your expectations from the government and from the industry?
Yeah, that is always a major challenge when you move to far off industrial areas, because it is the human tendency that which which is centered around the major industrial hubs. So now, for example, our new factory, which is 20 kilometers away from Tumkur, it's in an industrial area called Vasantpura Industrial Area, supposed to be the largest in India. But it's very difficult to find skilled workforce there. Very, very difficult. We have to move people from Bangalore to those places. So I saw that there were people moving out of those small villages and towns to bigger cities like Bangalore, and they work there. But when you are one close to their houses and you put up a factory there, they don't want to come back there, but they don't want to come back to their hometowns. So we have to devise a strategy, a plan. The government should set up some kind of skill set training institutes in and around industrial parks whenever they develop it, and they must encourage the local youth there to come and get trained, so that they get employments close to their houses, close to the way they live. And the other big challenge is this last mile connectivity. They develop industrial parks far away from highways or adjacent to highways, but a woman employee who has to travel by public transport, she can never do it unless and until the company doesn't provide some kind of transportation. It's impossible for them to come to the factory premises. These two areas are of concern for us. We face a lot of difficulties in finding talented workforce for our premises in those areas. This is something which the industrial boards can think of. Set up some kind of training institutes in and around those industrial parks. Encourage local youth to get trained there and seek employment in those regions. This will also decongest bigger cities. Everybody wants to come to Bangalore, work in Bangalore. You see the pressure on the city right now. But if you create industrial parks in different places and create training hubs around those areas, provide it with good connectivity, I'm sure at least 20-30% people will want to come back and work in their hometowns. So this is a
Do you
challenge.
think the Construction Equipment Association can work towards, having some collaboration to create such training centers? It could be a move in this direction that the associations can look at.
At every step, there can be help that can be sought. From CII to industrial boards to industries associations to skill set development centers at towns and villages. And all of them can come on one platform, make an assessment on the number of youth available in that region, who can get trained, how much of employment opportunities are available. Because I am, as part of the industries association in Dabaspet and Tumkur, we have a WhatsApp group, where all of us are members. Every day I see one or two, postings for recruitments. Every day, one or two. We also post, but we don't get anybody. Nobody comes. Right now we are recruiting some people for human resource and factory. Very few people are coming, or those who are working in Bangalore, they want really a very big jump from the present salaries that they are getting. It becomes expensive to attract talented workforce to these areas.
Yeah. When actually there is so much of unemployment in these smaller cities and smaller areas, which I think the awareness also may not be there amongst the populace there in terms of the job opportunities available. What would your one message be to the industry?
Make it India for a developed India.
Okay. Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Of course, you have to be. There's no
Yeah.
point in we depending on the outside world to meet our aspirations. If we want to become a developed nation by another 20 to 25 years, it's high time we utilize our own resources and be self-reliant. And that's what I would advocate always, that we move, we start doing, we move manufacturing to India, create local employment, generate local employment here. That should take us forward in the next 2 decades.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for your lovely insights and the most boost for the Make in India initiative. We look forward to seeing you at the World of Concrete India event. Thank you again.
Thank
Bye.
you, Kumar and Prashant. Thank you for having me on the show, and thank Informa Markets and all the viewers as well. My best wishes to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.